Welcome to the Streetwise Tradesman podcast. This podcast is about sharing how to build your trade business from the inside out, whilst retaining a great lifestyle. Plus, all the tips and tricks of the trades that are guaranteed to save you time and money. So let's get you and your business fit and healthy. Please welcome your host, entrepreneur and business finalist, John Clarke.
Hi guys, it's John Clarke here. How are we doing? Hope you're all pumped and fired up about business, your life, and I hope you're smashing the gym. So today we're going to be talking about some tips that you should be doing if you're a tradesman, if you're trying to grow your business. And I'm going to share with you some of the top things you need to be doing right now to start seeing the money coming in. Now, this is a little bit of a raw podcast, and I'm not in my studio, so you can probably hear a little bit of crackling going on in the background and a bit of movement, but that's just how it is sometimes. We can't always be perfect. It's about getting the content out. So here are our top tips for marketing as a tradesman. Numero one. So number one is get listed on all three directories. And that's pretty simple, and it doesn't have to be complicated in any way, shape or form. You know there's loads of listings, you know there's thousands of them. You've got all the big blue chip companies, Yale, Thompson Local, and you've got all these different agencies. And what I've found is there's some really clever software out there that you can pay a $5 for. I'll try and find them and put them in the show notes. And what you do is you pretty much input your details, sort of your business name, address, postcode, you know, all your links to social media and all that sort of stuff. And you just put it out there to the mainstream. So you'd put it on this app. I think it's about a $5 a month. I think it's through Wix.com or something similar to that, but I will put it in the notes. And once you put all the correct details on, you upload it and it'll upload it to the top 10. And that's all you really need to worry about. But you can go a bit further if you want. That's fine. It's not a problem. I'd highly recommend just absolutely, you know, killing it and put yourself on all three directories everywhere. But the good thing is if your mobile changes, which sometimes it does, or you get a new office line, that you can go back on that software and just really simply just edit it and it will update all of them. I only really found out about this software a little while ago, and the reason that I'm going to give you that one is that where I've had sort of different companies and they have changed names due to some legal reasons, purely about trademarking, it's very, very, very conflicting information on the internet. And that can actually have a massive impact on your business, especially for SEO and Google ranking. So that's a massive one for you guys. Have a little look, really look into that. Next one. How many of you out there have got a social media account? I know some of you in my community have got social media accounts, and some of them are amazing. So well done to you guys. But are you actually utilizing your social media enough? And you can say, what do I mean about utilizing it? So if you're a solo entrepreneur, a plumber, could be a gas engineer, could be a chippy, I don't know, a decorator. Are you actually utilizing social media? Does it have to be complicated? Because I've been speaking to a lot of tradesmen earlier on or in the week, should I say, over the months, and that's what I meant. And a lot of them sort of, I'd say in their late 30s, mid 40s and 50s go, oh no, I don't use social media. Oh no, sod that. You know, you can get this and this and do this and they can do that. And it's like, you know, you really need to reevaluate that. You know, when you're complaining about getting your £120 day rate a day and you're moaning about that, I'm thinking, well, what are you doing about it? Because you're probably worth about £200 a day anyway, because you're bloody skilled. But you're not doing enough for social media. So how is anyone ever going to pay you that when you're just not pushing yourself? So utilizing social media is critical. And this is how you're going to do it. What you're going to do is every single day you do a job, you take a before and after. And it's that simple. Yeah, there was nothing clever about that. So stand in front of the wall that you're decorating, It could be a beautiful, beautiful door with all the ironmongery done before and after. It could be the door transformation. You could have an inspirational Facebook page. It could be your business name. You can do that for free. It doesn't cost anything on social media. And you could say another door transformation, another bathroom transformation, a before and after of a new boiler installation with a picture of you and the customer. I mean, things like that are going to get you found out there, and you don't have to have a social media marketing company to do that. If you are out there and you're solo, or there's a few of you, start thinking about that. Be very careful about your posts as well. I mean, I use a marketing company, and they're absolutely amazing. It goes through a 5 to 6 point process check. Well, more than that, but in hindsight, it's about a 6 point process from copyright, because you want to be putting out valuable content for people to see. But look, forget that to the side. Just get the pictures out there, get your video testimonials out there, and start sharing the message. Storytelling is critical in any business, and it's something that you need to adopt in your business today to grow for the future, because social media is at a point now where it's just blowing up everywhere. Audio, I mean, just doing this podcast now is massive. Audio is absolutely massive now, and videos. You got to remember as well, TVs are going to go soon, that you won't have the BBC. You're always going to have them, but they're not going to be around. I don't know what the percentage right now, but just to give you an idea of where things are and putting things in perspective, is that most kids in this day and age, and people in their sort of early 20s and or say younger probably than that, let me get that right, are actually watching YouTube and Netflix and things like that. When you actually look at that, no one's really watching telly anymore. So that's the way things are going. It's very much on the internet now. So that one's really close, and passionate in my heart. Social media, guys, we've got to be doing more. Number 3 is really quite an older one. This is for some of the older generation, is quite simply sending out business cards. Now, I don't really like that one that much compared to the others. I'm not going to lie. I'm more digital. I think that's where it is. But there is a market. I'm not going to knock it. I think you should always have your business cards and have on the business cards a clear number, a clear email, and above all else, your Facebook and social media account that you just set up, because people can find you on there. And then when they like you, they get regular updates every single day of all your beautiful posts of the upholstery you've just done, or whatever trade you're in. Like I said, fitting the door, the plumbing, the bathroom, the boiler. I think that's really going to be very, very beneficial for yourselves. Okay, so number 4, collate case studies. This is a really good one because we've just touched on it before, and case studies is purely just discussing really your bathroom and the process and how long it took, and the price of it, and some tips and tricks for people, because it's going to be helpful. You want to be making content that's going to benefit people, and I think that's not just a picture of you and a customer. Maybe go into it a little bit more into the storytelling side of things, and say, I was called out late last night at 10 o'clock. I had to condemn the boiler because it was very unsafe, but she had a new boiler fitted the next morning, and sort of storytell a little bit. So make it more of a case study, and make it more not salesy, but more of like knowledge bombs, a bit more information based, so yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's a bit of a long one, I suppose, to start. I think really getting out there on social media is pretty much what you should be doing right now. If you're listening to this right now and you're a tradesman, probably already got social media if you're listening to this audio and this podcast. So well done if you've done that already. For me, it's been a huge thing. Okay, we're going to jump on to number 5 because I've been rambling on loads and loads and loads. I want to try and get this podcast down under 10 minutes, but it's probably not going to happen. But there you go. Number 5 is gather reviews. Now, I would highly recommend being part of the Checker Trade. There's a couple of really good review companies, but Checker Trade, for me, blew my business up many years ago. It was amazing. when I first signed up, I think I got my money back in the first 1 or 2 jobs, and that was for the year. I think it was probably about £1,000 a year as a starter package, but we had quite a few different subcategories, and it worked really well. Still to this day, it's fantastic. Quite a lot of work comes from that. Highly recommend joining an agency for your reviews. There is loads of other ones, Trust a Trader, My Builder, I believe, and I don't know too much about them. I only know about Check a Trade, so I can't comment. I'm sure they're all equally beneficial in their own right, but for me, Check a Trade was definitely the way forward. I think a lot, the advertising and the amount of millions of pounds they put into that is epic. So highly recommend that. Gathering reviews is really critical as well for your social media. I know we're going over it, but I really want to get that message clear and hammer that home, because getting reviews is going to gain you new business in the future, and that's what you need to be doing every single day. Okay, so we're going to jump on to number 6, and it's a little bit about mail shots. Now, mail shots with GDPR, bit of a touchy subject that, so I'm not going to give out any information in regards to that. You need to check with the GDPR compliance, but we already had a database, and we sent an email out at the time, and people had an opportunity to sign out. So we regularly send out emails once a week to keep people up to date with new products and services, and I think that's really important that you should be doing that. So if you are that decorator and you've worked for someone, you think about it, how many jobs you do, and how many customers you work for in a week. We're talking, wow. I mean, if you're doing a job a day, if you do the math on that, it's nearly 2,500 customers a year. But if you just said, for argument's sake, 150 clients, they've all got emails, they've all got personal Facebooks, and you get them to like your Facebook, and then you can do it that way. You don't have to do the mail shots. You can, keep people up to date with new products and services. And I think that's really good, actually. If you launch a service and you've got a database, they know who you are. They might think, well, actually, yeah, I do need a door done, and he's doing the doors now. And they might want to tap you up for that. So that's, I think that's really good. I think that definitely that's the way forward. Guys, have you noticed that every single one of them goes back to social media? And that's the importance of having an Instagram, a Facebook, and a Twitter. And if you're very clever about how you collate all of your posts and stuff, you can use some of these platforms. I'm not really a big fan of that, or personally, because I don't think it's very personal. But definitely look into marketing. If you've got a marketing budget, then I probably would hand it over. But you still have a heavy input into the storytelling side of it, because don't forget, it's your business. So at the end of the day, you are responsible for feeding the marketing machine, if you like. There you go. Okay, so number 7. So if you're a business, you need to seriously rethink about signing up for Google My Business. Now, there's a really good app called My Business, and I've got 3 different sites, all various different shops, all around products and services, and they're all on My Business, which is we all know Google Maps. What you can do is you can register your company on that. That's going to really help drive your business forward, especially for the SEO side and your website. And Google sort of changed. It did an update about 9-10 years ago, and it's very much about maps now and the locations, as opposed to heavily SEO, organic. This is probably the best organic that you could possibly do for your business. And the good thing is with the app, the Google app My Business, is once you've set it all up with your emails, you get verified, you can actually post minute videos on there. Not a lot, but I'm probably one of the only few people that in my space, in my area, that's actually doing that at the moment. And I've had quite a lot of views from that. And it's really bizarre, because when I've gone out to do surveys, or gone to look at property or whatever it is, people go, oh yeah, I see you on that video, and I like that. And I think that makes it a little bit more personal. So definitely get on that. And what you do with that is you upload constant pictures to it. So you'll always stay up at number 1 above all else and above your competitors. And Google loves fresh content. So storytelling, not only just with your social media, your Facebook, your Instagram, Twitter, your Snapchat, IGTV, which is another Instagram. You know, my business with Google is very, very good. And we're going to go and end it on number 8. And that is very, very simple. And it's actually to be helpful. And that's helping your customers. And you do that in your storytelling by letting people know how you've solved the customer's pains and you know how effectively you solve that. And that's all part of the marketing strategy, really. And you know, as you can see, you know, I've been ranting on now for over 15 minutes about social media, and that's the importance of it. I'm going to be doing much more a deep dive sort of into social media and how to get it set up. You know, if you've got any questions about social media and you need some help, you know, I'm here. You can get me on my email, which is in the show notes. It's john@thestreetwisetradesman.co.uk. Or you can get me on Instagram. I'm very responsive on that, should I say. And that's John Clarke UK. If you want to message me on there, I'm more than happy to discuss that. Or if you want to book in a 15-minute free call, then let's do that too. I don't mind. I'm here to help. And I really want to help you guys grow your business. And you know, you need to be taking advantage of all these free things that are out there for you. They're there to help you to grow your business. And ultimately, you know, you're responsible for your family, for them holidays, and you know, for having the luxuries in life. And you know, for me, this is a no-brainer. So, guys, if you're listening and you really feel that this has helped you in any way, shape, or form, please let me know. And don't forget to share it with someone you think this might be helpful for. It could be someone that's setting up a business. It doesn't actually have to be about tradesmen. It doesn't have to be about you know, working on the tools or anything like that. It could be related to anything in business. It's very, very, very important that you do all these things and explore all avenues, especially all the free stuff that's out there. Because when you're first going out on your own, or you're a solo entrepreneurial sort of person, money's always tight. So, you know, use and abuse the stuff that's out there. If you're not on it, you're not gonna have a chance. Social media is where it's at right now, and podcast is the next biggest thing. And I actually, while we're on this subject, I'd highly encourage you that if you are in a niche market within your industry, now that could be, this is a bit mad, but it could be a carpenter. It could be the day in the life of a carpenter, or a podcast about carpentry. And you've got to think, how many carpenters are there in the UK right now? And how many carpenters are listening, who will listen to podcasts? You've got to remember that in the UK right now, there's over 17 million listeners. And in America, there's about 20 times that amount. Podcasting is the next biggest thing, because audio is where it's at. People are traveling more, and a lot more of these cars and vans now are being fitted out with these interfaces with the podcast app on, and you can sync your phone to it. And you know that you've probably wondered what it was on there. Like, well, what was that? And all you do is you click on that, and obviously you'd search for a podcast in your market. And if you're, for argument's sake, a carpenter, and you know you're interested in carpentry because your passion, or a hobby, you'll click on that and you'll find, you know, a podcast based on that. And actually, that's where it's at, because you can sell products and services to other carpenters. And, you know, there's lots that we can be doing, you know, and as well, you have a lot of knowledge. So highly recommend getting a podcast launched for yourselves. It's where it's at, as I said, and get these social media platforms all set up and populate them. Get it done. You know, if you don't like doing it, you can outsource it. There's outsourcing agencies out there that are not a lot of money. Again, if you have questions on that, let me know, and I can help you on that. But guys, it doesn't cost anything. So stick to all the free things first. Okay, thank you so much for listening. It's an absolute pleasure to be here, giving you value and tangible content that you can use in your day, in your life. This is John Clarke. Thank you so much, and I will see you on the next episode. Peace out. Hello guys, just before you go, why not head on over to our Facebook community group called the Streetwise Tradesman Community Group. Now, I'm only opening this for 500 people, and I'm going to be closing it a week after I launch the podcast. So if you're listening to this, quickly head on over to the Streetwise Tradesman community group and add yourself on that group. I'll vet you, check you. As long as you're in the industry, this is going to be a very closed Facebook community group where we're going to help each other, take our businesses to the next steps. If you have any problems that you need solving, or you have any questions for me, or you want a specific episode, a podcast episode on something that you're struggling with, this would be the go-to place. So please head on over there and get yourself signed up and into the community group. I look forward to meeting and greeting you over there. Take care. Cheers, guys.
Thank you for listening to the Streetwise Tradesman podcast. You can contact John by email at john@thestreetwisetradesman.co.uk for any questions. Or you can hit him up on Instagram at @JohnClarke UK. Until next time, remember, if I can, you can.